everyone, it's Ree with Cute and Anythings, back at you with a video. I'm finally back in the craft room. Been traveling for 2 weeks straight, and so I'm so excited. So when I got home this weekend, I was resting, and really late, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to make me a Hobonichi cover, kind of like the TN covers that I've done before, but I've been kind of finding different ways to make it last longer and just to make it look more, you know, put together. So what I came up with, and you've probably seen this, so here is my Hobonichi, and it fits so good in this homemade TN. So I'm going to pull out my Hobonichi, and I've made a pocket in the back to where you could slip the back cover of your Hobonichi in. And as you can see, it's pretty snug. So there is a homemade pocket here. And as you can see, there are some clear lines on this. Let me take off this pen. And so if you want to know, these papers, this pen loop, this amazing lace looking pocket came from the Planner Society kit for this month. So I wanted to use all Planner Society to make this TN so it can match. So as you can see, when I cut my paper, I left a clear line. Some people may not like that, but the reason why I did this is when you open and close your TN, that wear on the what is it called? I don't know what it's called. The lamination paper. It tends to wear, and then you'll notice that your it will pull away from the paper, and it will start to look like a bubble. And I can kind of show you one here. As you can see, there's a discoloration on my TN. It's because I didn't make the line so far apart, so there's air trapped in there. So that's why I decided to do a larger clear line, and that way the only thing that's bending is your lamination paper, and it was gonna last a lot longer. Plus, I kind of like the look of this. Kind of looks like the albums, the sticker albums that you guys buy, and it has that clear spot, and that's so that can bend. And I'm really liking it. I'm going to see how it holds up with wear and tear in my purse. So that is the little cover I made for my Hobonichi. I like to change my stuff out. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I love new planners, and I'll buy one just because it looks newer, and I just want a fresh start, and I'll kind of Franken plan all of them together. So if I could change out the cover to my Hobonichi every few months, and then, you know, it's gonna probably bring me, hopefully, some planner piece. Cool thing about this is when the Hobonichi was in here, there is some space. You can actually run a cord to put an insert for, you know, like a traveler's notebook insert. So you can actually fit one in there. Depending on the size, because this is a personal size TN, it's just the Hobonichi is just a little bit bigger, but I don't think it would bother it much if you put, here's one of my inserts that I was making. I don't think it would bother it much to be smaller. So if this is my Hobonichi in here, and then see, that doesn't look that bad with a cord. Yeah. So you could actually fit at least one insert with your Hobonichi, maybe to take notes or something, because once this is closed, there is some room in there for at least one insert. So I thought that was cool. I probably won't add it on because I do plan on bringing both my TN and my Hobonichi with me on the go. I'm trying to make my on the go planners for the month of June and July, and then when the new Planner Society kit comes out, I will make me another one. And that's what I love to do. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Enough talk, right? All right. So you will need your decorative paper. You will need some kind of scoring tool, a scoring board. If not, I'll show you kind of how you can hack that. Some kind of blade or slicing tool. I'm going to use some past Planner Society paper that I've received. They're double-sided. Does it have to be double-sided? No. But if you want to print on the inside, yes. I find the less paper that you put into the TN, the less it will lift. I haven't tried this style though, doubling up the paper, so we'll see. But I'm planning on sticking with just the double-sided paper, only because it's thinner to go into the lamination pouches, and it tends to give you more of a better adherent to the lamination paper. You will need a paper cutter, paper slicer, and then also your laminator. I got my laminator on Amazon. It's just a basic swing line laminator, and if I do plan on getting another one, it's probably going to be something a little wider than just the length of a sheet of paper. I kind of want something a little wider for some of my projects. So measurements. I'm not one to measure, but I do put the book up against this and want to, like, try to see how much overhang I want, because I do like a little bit of a lip. But I did measure the measurements for you. So going across this way is 3.88 inches. So 3.88 inches. Going up, it's about 7.63 inches. And then the spine, I made it 0.75 inches. And the reason why I like decimals is because I do have a silhouette, and if you put that in there, it will just cut to the size you want, and then you could cut it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this to the size. I do have my ruler here. Yes, there is a ruler on the board, but I don't use it like that. 3.88 is right here. So you're going to need 2 of these sheets. And what I do is I just cut my first sheet and then I mirror it on the other sheet. So that looks about right. So I cut this sheet, and now I'm going to skip over to this side. Why? Because I kind of want the other side of the paper's print. So that's up to you on what kind of pattern you have. I just like the ones with the most flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here. Sorry if the tripod's moving. So we have our 2 sides here. And then what I like to do for the binding piece is pretty much find where I cut it. Oh, well, maybe, did I cut it here? No. Maybe it's this side. I did. Okay, so this is that side. So, which one do I like better? Man, I really like this as the front cover. Alright, so this is the side I cut from. I kind of like it to be pieced together like that. And that will be the back piece. Okay. So I'm going to cut this at 0.75, which is, I want to say it's right here. That's 1 inch. That's too big. Let's go. One more over. Yep, this line. All right, so I have my 3 pieces. Now I have to measure 7.63, and I like a clean cut. That's why I wait for all 3 cuts to be done, and then I will cut them all to the same height. That way I don't have any pieces that are off. So 7.63, and you'll see some marks on mine. So a little bit over the half mark. We are right here. No, that moved. Not good. I should have put it right up to this. It's going to be hard to trim it. Alright, that should be okay. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so we got our pieces. And these we can chunk, or you keep them if you want to. Nothing's wasted here. And then you want to keep this piece for your pocket. Oh, we forgot to cut this one too. Uh-oh. Forgot about that. I don't know why I cannot pick up these papers on my new mat. Alright, so I need to cut this for a pocket. I do keep this at the same length because I like that little, I like to have that larger overhang, because just in case, and you could stick other things in there, stickers, whatever. Alright, so we got to figure out what's going to be our back piece and what's going to be our front piece of the planner. So I kind of want, which one was it? Man, I'm already lost. I want this one as my front cover. I think I moved them upside down. All right, let's see. Okay, that's the piece. So we can turn this upside down. All right. So this is my back cover. This is going to be my middle, my front cover, and then my pocket. So this pocket is going to go back here like this. Ooh, I kind of like that. So what I'm going to do is make sure this lines up and round the corners. And then we're going to fit it into our lamination pouch. So let's go ahead and round my corners. So I only round the edge corners. I don't round the middle because I kind of want that to be square. But you could do whatever you want. I'm just using my round punch. I got this from, I want to say Hobby Lobby, for like $9, but of course you want to use your coupon. I don't round these edges. I only round the outer edges. Now, can you make a pocket on the front? Yes, you can. I just didn't do it, but you could. All right, so I'm going to take my pieces now and I'm going to line them up, making sure that I leave a good gap between them so that the lamination paper would adhere. All right, so there's my lamination paper. Here's my back piece with my pocket strip. I'm going to open this up, push it all the way to the edge, and then make sure they're all lined up. You might want to take it a little bit away from the edge because it tends to not want that second piece of paper to go in there. Let me see if I can do this with my nails. All right. That looks pretty good. Push this one a little bit more. Oh, come on. Got away from me. All right, put that in there. Now this is the piece that's very important. Make sure you leave just enough gap so that when the lamination fuses together, it will fuse around each piece, because if not, it'll open up and it'll leave you a gap. So you want it to fuse against this line and that line. So that's about how much I eyeball it, guys. And I run it through my laminator at least 3 times on each side, just so I can get a good fuse. That's what you call it. Now, everybody always asks me, how do you line it up straight? Honestly, guys, I just eyeball it, and it came out really well. So that looks about just right. I might want to move it over a little bit up here on the top. Everything's sticking together, so that's fun. That's a little too much. Right about there. And this one looks good. So once everything is lined up, you have it the way you want it, run it through the laminator. I'm going to run mine because it's behind me and I can't move it to my workstation. That's a little too much. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this and it keeps moving. All right, so I have it the way I want it. It looks pretty straight, I think. Let's see. Man, it's really hard to pick this stuff up. Yeah, it needs to come down just a little bit on this side. Not too much. All right. I think that's going to be good. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. So it adhered very well. I have the lines that I want in between. And it looks like even around the pocket, it did a really good job. So I'm going to trim it down. Of course, you want to trim it as close to the edge as possible, but you don't want to trim off where the lamination has laminated around your paper. So you want to leave a little room. So I'm just going to trim around. Usually the back piece is pretty good. It may need a little bit of trim here. Let me see. I'll trim just a little bit. And then the bottom. Okay. So we have it all trimmed around. You have your inside, looks so cute. Now, you do need to score these lines so we can fold it. Now, here's my scoring tool. This is the trick. If you have this kind of cutting, I don't know, paper trimmer, there's this like indentation here. You can actually use this indentation to score, or you could use your scoring board if you have one. I do have one, so I'm going to be using that. It's just whatever you can to make these lines. So the trick is to make sure you stay in between the lines of the lamination. You don't want to score on those lines because it will open it up and you'll have air trapped in there and it will bubble on your paper. It will still work. It will still stay together. It just won't look pleasing to the eye. Wow. Don't do what I just did. All right, so you want to score, and I did turn it on the inside because that's how we're folding it. So that's why I turned it over. And then let's do the other indentation. And this scoring it just helps it fold on the right spot. So you're literally picking where it wants to fold. All right, scored those. Now we can bend. See how easy it bends? So there you go. You have your folder, and I love it because that clear piece just makes it easier for it to close and open. And now we're going to have to cut the piece for the pocket. So what I do is I have some kind of cutting mat and a ruler, usually a metal ruler. And what I'm going to do is line it up and go ahead and run my cutting tool or, you know, razor blade, whatever it is. You want to do kind of good pressure. Run it right down. And that's how the paper should come up. And I kind of messed up right here, but we can fix that. Hopefully it'll come up. Just one little piece does not want to come up. All right, come on. There we go. And you want to make sure it's kind of all the way up to the top because you want to make sure your Hobonichi is going to fit in there. So not all the way to the edge, but close enough, because you got to fit the Hobonichi in there. So let's test it out. I got my Hobonichi. We're going to go ahead and slide her in. Hopefully I'm in frame because I can't see. Oh, maybe I need to cut a little bit more on the edge here. There. She's cut all the way too. On my last one, it took me a second to fit it in as well. All right. There we go. Whoops, just pulled it right out. So, fits perfectly in there. And then close. All right, so there's your pocket. It looks really good in the back. And like I said, you could still stick, you know, stickers in there, die cuts. You can make another one here. Or even a upright pocket to put, you know, the actual stickers for the Hobonichi in there. You could do all kinds of things with that. So the last thing I'm going to do is round my corners and make my punch for my elastic. So let me go ahead and get my rounding punch. So we don't stab anybody. There you go. Now, I don't have one of those hole puncher things, the long head hole punch. So I'm going to have to figure out, this is how I do it. So if you have that, I just make an indentation with my razor or my slicing tool right through the lamination. And then I use my silhouette tool. Hold on, let me grab it. I use this to poke the hole. So I poke it through going in so you don't see the plastic. So I push this in all the way and make a hole like this. And that's where I'm going to feed my elastic through. So you could get elastic from Etsy. I get mine from Michael's. Hobby Lobby sells it. It's pretty much for beading. Sorry. Elastic cord. Make sure it's elastic. And then I just kind of eyeball it. I like it to be tight. So I make it about this much. Tie a knot in it and cut it off. So about this much, and I'm going to tie a knot, and then we're going to feed it through, and that's going to help close our cover now. See if I can do it. And then something like this. Oh, come on. You know the struggle if you have your nails done. This is the hard part. It's feeding it through. I'm going to go ahead and make the hole again. Always takes me a few tries because of the plastic pieces in the way. Sometimes you could trim that off, but of course I'm trying to rush through the video. All right, I think I got it. There we go. So let's put our Hobonichi back in there. Super cute. I love the pattern in the inside. All right. Got her fit in nice and snug. And then we have our elastic. And there you guys go. There is the Hobonichi cover. Super easy to make. Honestly, the laminator, that's all you need. And like I said, we have room in here to put at least, look at that, one insert. So if you are somebody that wants to stay compact on the go, go ahead and you can make holes for insert and run your one elastic through. If not, if you like it to be a little bit more snug to the Hobonichi, you would want to make your spine smaller. So if you want it a little bit more close, just make your binding a little bit smaller and it will fit more snug to the Hobonichi. But there you guys go. Hopefully this helped you guys out on making your own. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you next time. Bye.